You know, one video really makes all the difference. Just like one view makes all the difference, but one video surely does. And when I first started doing YouTube, making YouTube videos, I really enjoyed doing it, but I was super nervous at the beginning. Not so much now, but I was super nervous. I didn't know what was gonna stick, what wasn't gonna stick, and I was just doing Let's Plays, and I was sort of saying, okay, let's just do this, let's do that, and I was only getting 1 to 2 views if I was lucky, or maybe 5 views, if that. And it was all messy. And then for a moment I got 0 views for a couple videos, and then stopped for a couple months, and then I just got out of this funk, out of the creative funk that I felt like it was all based on luck, or I didn't have that creative talent. I was feeling very hopeless. I didn't have much energy as much anymore. And then day by day, I kept getting back into it, because one of my videos at the time that I did ended up getting a massive amount of views and got about like 50 subscribers from that, which to me that was kind of incredible. But it was just in that moment where you just get this sense of I can't believe that I did that, and something actually made that happen. But it all happened by complete randomness, almost. It was random because it happened following, I would say, 4 or 5 months later, and then that one video skyrocketed really high. And all the videos that I make now, I try to make as if I'm talking to just either a younger self, a younger version of myself, right? And I think that's what's important. That I was watching a video that this guy was making the other night, and he was basically saying, talk as if you're talking to a friend or a younger version of yourself. And I think that really stuck with me. That's what got me really interested in making YouTube videos like I used to do all the time. Just this sort of chatting nonsense as I do. And I call it nonsense just because I just talk about one topic. I can usually ramble on. As long as I'm staying on topic, it's fine. Like I say, as long as you're on topic, it's fine. Just don't stray off topic. People don't like that. But that video that I did, it really amazed me, because sometimes when you're on 1, 2, 5 views for a while, a long while, you just never really ever think that you're going to get amazing amount of views, right? You just never really think that. You just don't have that confidence. I mean, sure, some people do, but I definitely didn't. And I think that's part of the thing that gave me such more confidence within myself. And I think that's what YouTube for me is all about. It isn't for everyone, obviously, but for me, it's definitely helped me, because it's helped me talk a lot better than I used to, and it's encouraged me just to be consistent on a lot of things in life, and to just be aware, just be able to focus on one thing. sometimes multiple things at once, but sometimes be aware of focusing on one thing at once, right? And I think once that video blew up, I was sort of in this alarm state where I almost didn't know what to do. I didn't know if it was going to ever happen again. I still don't. But sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It still hasn't like that. But I think the point is with this whole video is that you just don't know what's going to happen. You never do. You know, some people just, their whole entire channel just ends up blowing up in the very first video that you make. Sometimes it's for the 5th video or the 10th video or the 100th or the 200th or whatever. List goes on and on. But I think consistency, and a lot of people don't talk about that, is that consistency, because a lot of people go on and off and off and on. So that's what's really crucial, is that they lose their whole attitude, their whole consistency funk, where it's they become almost paralyzed, where they can't be in this creative state as much anymore. And that's almost how I was, because I felt like I wasn't able to do as much creative work right before that happened. And then once that video did end up blowing up, I was sort of, oh my goodness, what's happening? So my brain sort of went into full freak out mode, and it startled me. You know, I was really startled about everything. So, but I think that's, to be honest, that's kind of normal, right? It's, you just get that normal feel, and it's okay to have that feeling of shock, that shock and awe feel, because it doesn't happen to everyone. And I mean, my channel is still growing. Like, I don't have a huge, insanely huge channel right now, obviously, but my channel is, for the most part, it's doing okay. It's just not, I think working on it every day, or every time you have free time, that's where it counts. And growing that confidence, that's where it also helps. But I think if it weren't for that video, I think I would have been in a different spot. And you need to stay focused on that goal. I think that's one of the things I always come back to every few, I would say every few months or so, or every week. I just always think about, why did I start this channel in the first place? I wanted to be creative. I am a writer in my free time as well, so I wanted to merge my writing with that. And I wanted to be better at talking, which I feel I have been. And I like doing these smaller talking type videos, these commentary like videos that I've been doing. And I think that as long as they reach out to some people, as long as some people enjoy them, I think that's what matters. And sometimes, you know, not everyone enjoys what you do, but not everyone has to. Not every genre of movie is for everyone. And that's the important thing, is that knowing what's right for you is crucial. And that's why you have to figure out, when you start something creative, start any type of goal, you need to figure out what is right for you. And you also need to figure out, like, in essence, is like, my channel specifically, when I had that huge huge video that did massively insanely well and has amazing startling amount of comments on it. I was shocked. Because I don't have that many subscribers, don't have that many followers. So I was stunned. So that's why that's why the topic today, that topic of this video, is just centered all about one video can change your whole entire channel, or one video can change everything. And I firmly believe that, because if it weren't for that video, and I think 4 or 5 months later or so, it definitely changed the state of my channel. That's why I urgently, I really state this all the time to everybody who does do anything creative. Don't delete anything that they have. Just leave it up there always. Because it's really important, because some people do go back to your older stuff, even though my older stuff is, it's somewhat embarrassing, but it's crucial, really crucial, that you just look at your older self and you focus on what you did right, what you did wrong. But yeah, that's it. Just focus on that. Learn to improve yourself, always. Catch y'all later.